Chat, here we go. We continue the madness with Nass versus Joreuz. It's the 1 seed versus the 4 seed in the bracket that you guys seeded. And boy, do you guys know ball. Because for the most part, the bracket has gone according to your guys' seeds. But where everyone seems to maybe have different opinions is what's going to happen here in the top 4 in the East. Now, if this is your first time tuning in to any madness matches, let me just help you out. You might be wondering, why is there 20 minutes on the clock? It is a 20-minute best of 1. Instead of a best of 5 series, best of 3, best of 7, anything like that, they're playing one game for 20 minutes, though. So a long grind, and they have to come out on top at the end. They can take a timeout if they ever want. After a goal replay with Nass pulling off an air dribble 50, and Joreuz getting faked to score the first goal. They could call a timeout right now if Joreuz wanted to. 40 seconds in, he could call a 2-minute timeout to get a breather. Instead, he went to the kickoff and scored himself a goal. And for some reason, his boost is bugged, or his trail is bugged right now. If either player manages to get 15 goals ahead, then it ends right then and there. That's a mercy rule. And you forfeit the match whether you want to or not. So that is another thing that is looming over their heads. Although I highly doubt that we'll see Nass and Joreuz get there. They have played recently in a best of 5 back when they were in US East, and Nass was able to win all 3 of the matches they played. I should say they played one best of 5, all 3 games. So it was a sweep for Nass. In theory, you would think that would translate to a win here in a 20-minute match. But the king of clutch and the king of best of 1s in Joreuz is his opponent this time around. And this is a 20-minute best of 1. I don't know if that changes things for the king of clutch or not, but he's just going to muscle this 50 through. Nass, I'm sure, felt like he had gotten a good enough position to prevent this goal. But Joreuz just pushes both Nass and the ball in towards the net. Joreuz faking the kickoff. Early mix-ups here after a couple minutes into the game. Not even a couple. As we're only a minute 30. Nass doesn't really have the boost to get back to this one and double it in. He's going to fake here. Try and pull boost out of Joreuz's tank. But he doesn't have a ton left to his own. In fact, it's going to be a 0-0 chase down as this heads to the blue wall. Joreuz, I'm not really sure what he's hoping for here after pinching this straight up. Maybe just buying himself time. He knew he was deep and needed a moment to go grab boost himself. He pulled off of this pre-jump, and Nass pulled off of his dribble and let it fall down to the ground. Now a reset again from the back wall. Joreuz floating off the ceiling. Nass does not try and play into these air dribbles. Wonder if there's a way he could win favorable 50s. Right now, he's just saying that he respects Joreuz's aerial defense so much that he's not even going to attack at him. Maybe for good reason, as Joreuz seems to be on point today. This time, he pulls back into a reset and gets a flick right over the top of Nass. Even Nass going to drop him the nice one. At the end of the day, these guys are teammates. Wave dash kickoff. Joreuz chipping this into his back corner. Cannot connect with Nass on the demo, so he'll be forced to back off. Now Nass in the skies. We see a lot of aerial gameplay fall away later in the match, but with only a couple minutes into it, it does often play like the regular best of 5 with 5 minutes on the clock. But I think in general, players even in 5-minute matches tend to start to move to safer options as time goes on. And it feels like that happens still at the 5-minute mark sometimes in these 20-minute matches, and then the rest of the 15 minutes are played much safer as Nass makes this save. And Joreuz is going to pre-jump again. Nass not going to the ground this time. Is just going to continue to attack through the air and gets the early reset, or the high reset, I should say, and then immediately uses the flip. He doesn't want to allow for Joreuz to land back down and make an attempt on the save. Just perfectly slotted as well. Yeah, Joreuz giving him the nice one. Much deserved. Shout out Hootie Hoo. Thank you for the raid. Shout out Hootie Hoo as well for helping out with the madness yesterday and Monday. As Joreuz trying to get a second reset. will be met with the challenge from Nass. And now Nass, delayed flick. Will he try and turn on this ball? Will he back off and allow Joreuz to catch with 0? He couldn't really get anything going. He needed a little bit of power on his flick, but he lost the ball on the setup. Nass able to get a clean steal. And that will result in an easy goal. How many mercy rules have happened in the Madness so far? I think about 4 or 5, if I'm just having to guess. I'm thinking both Nass and Moxie mercy ruled their first round opponents in the East. I think Wavy mercy ruled his first round opponent in the West. But I think mostly it's only been the 1 and 2 seeds mercy ruling the the much lower seeds so far in the bracket. There have been forfeits for sure, but those have been like less than 15 goal leads, and they're just in the last 5 minutes or something, and it's like, okay, the game is over, whether it's a mercy rule or not. Nass. Air dribble into a 50. Joreuz is able to stop it on the goal line. He has a boost advantage too, so he should be in a good spot. Didn't pick up that corner though. That's actually a big loss. Nass tried to be cheeky, try to get Joreuz to just make his own mistake, which often players will do when someone's defending on the back wall, transitioning off the back wall and making the right play can be hard to do. And so Nass just testing him and saying, can you do it? I'll just roll this at you. There's a chance you mess up and then I get a freebie. He actually played the next possession very similarly as well. Slow and with intent of forcing Joreuz to just mess up and counterplay him. Joreuz past the ceiling. The reset. Try to get another reset. Instead, it's Nass with the save. Joreuz actually a decent recovery. He just flew past the ball. And wait, it almost seemed like a genius play because if he retreats straight down the center of the field, his save is going to be very light. Whereas instead, he put himself into the corner and attacked across the net, which if he touches the ball there, I think will end the possession instead of allowing Nass to continue the possession. So Joreuz sometimes looking chaotic. I think there's a plan behind the chaos many times, more often than not, but he's going to be down 3 now after losing a kickoff. Joreuz is a wildcat. Give him time and he'll take control. Is that a thing that wildcats do? They need time and then they take control? I thought you were just for a second trying to appeal to my wildcat college history. Nass tried to turn in here. Joreuz popping the ball out. Getting a reset, I believe, to finish it. Domestication? Is that they're trying to make a domestication joke? That the wildcat eventually becomes domestic? No, that can't be what it is. Joreuz, little pogo. Nass and Joreuz, both known to get the pogo finishes. Joreuz has a really great ball position right here. Resets, just pinned it too high. To be fair, that's credit to Nass, who was forcing him to take it as high as possible if he wanted to score. Now Nass going to give the ball away, but only for a moment as Joreuz just pinches it on low boost. Nass, he wants the hook shot. Joreuz tried his best not to dive, but eventually does challenge. And Nass will chip it around him. I want to watch it from Joreuz's perspective. Yo, Feer, how do you know Zaryu? Zaryu was a high school friend. He went to my high school. Nass, not going to be able to get back to this one. Joreuz going to give him the credit, or maybe he's saying nice one to himself. He swung wide of the nets wide to the midfield boost and couldn't make it back. Nass is a giraffe. He has excellent shooting and positioning. Oh gosh, I'm worried about the metaphors you guys will continue to make. Nass, what a resets. This ball falling to the ground, it seemed far of the nets. He was going to need something to find a way past Joreuz, and he actually got a ton of movement off his reset. Oh my goodness, Nass, what a save. Joreuz flicked it into the crossbar. Nass, I've never even seen that pinch before. A pinch straight up into the air. Now, a setup off the side wall. Nass going to go all the way to the ceiling for the reset. Immediately take the shot, and you notice Joreuz was waiting too deep in the corner. Joreuz on 14 boost. Went out to get that last pad, and that made his rotation just a little bit late. Nass took advantage. Joreuz not managing to finish off this kickoff win. Had to hand over possession. It's a 10-6 lead for Nass. As he takes an air dribble, has a reset, wants the flick, doesn't take it. Instead goes for the fake. Joreuz is able to easily handle it though, because that ball bouncing so far away from the net. What a shot from Joreuz. They're rolling around to get that kind of flick power on the shot. But it's from too far out as well, so Nass has to save. A great position for Joreuz. Booming a power shot high. Again, another pinch off the crossbar directly in the air. Nass, a little wave dash recovery. He's going to have to defend against a Joreuz air dribble. Transitions to the ground. Joreuz got just a little bit too much of a pop. That was an insane pop on the pre-flip, and he was trying to put it back high. The only issue is he popped it even more than I think he maybe realized he could, and managed to miss. Joreuz now flicking top right. Nass able to get that save. Joreuz is less interested in the boost. He more wants the bump. Doesn't get it, but he still has boost advantage. Nass with the Moxie level flick. The slight turn to the right and the flick into the top left is one that Moxie has farmed many a times on many opponent. And Nass showing he has it as well. 11-6. He's actually pulling away here in a game that was close for the first 5 minutes. Joreuz faking multiple times, but ends up clearing this ball. And now getting a little bit too greedy on a demo attempt. Nass could see him the whole way, so he knew to avoid him. Now Nass reset too high. Can Joreuz get the recovery and the counterattack? Yes. 11-7. An important goal, and this could be a huge kickoff for Joreuz, who needs momentum to flow back in his favor. So far, the biggest lead is 5, I believe. Now Joreuz is trying to play off a pad. Nass has a ton to work with, so this high pop plays in his favor. And he brings the ball to its apex outside the net and gets a reset to send it over the top of Joreuz. He's done this many times now. This high instant use of the reset as a way to take advantage of the fact that Joreuz is trying to react late. And not getting up to stop it in time. Joreuz won't be able to get around this first shot. But a 50 actually keeps the ball directly in front of the net. The problem for him is he does not have anywhere near as much boost as Nass. So the Nass pre-flip recovery is there with time to spare. And Joreuz, a save, pinch, wall dash. Nass deciding not to prioritize that back corner boost. Instead, get it clear, forced to make another save. Joreuz not going to take the ball into the corner. He wanted to try and punish Nass. But that's what Nass has done so well, and the reason why he's made such a great 1v1 surge. His offense, of course, is there. You need to score to win games, but his defense has been unmatched. And no matter what you do, no matter how well you set up your possession, Nass always seems to find a way to cover everything. He almost got this double straight down to the ground. Joreuz, 14 boost to work with, dunked by Nass, and Nass will get a 13th. Good defense doesn't necessarily have to happen in the blue half. It can also happen in the offensive corner, and Nass recognizing Joreuz does not have a really solid possession here. Very little chance he can protect against the challenge, so Nass dives and extends the lead to 6. Joreuz, air dribble resets. Nass not able to get that save. It actually looked like he over-rotated too. Watching from Nass's perspective, I'm not sure he'd be able to get the save either way, even if he didn't over-rotate. Joreuz had a lot of momentum behind the ball. Very likely to force it through. Joreuz now on the air dribble. Nass pre-jumps it before Joreuz can really make any adjustment, whether he wants to 50 or turn it into a bump. No matter what he's going to do, Nass closes the distance so quickly on his pre-jump there really isn't time to make the adjustments. And before you know it, the ball is taken away and headed towards the other half. Nass. Bumping Joreuz. And he connected them on the swing around. 0 boost now. He should be able to reset, though, in the back corner. As Joreuz will just take this one out of the air. A little pogo shot. It's placed well, and yet Nass still has the save. Now Nass shadowing on the goal line. Joreuz electing to just continue to starve out. Take it to the other side. Grab the 100 and attack from the air. Nass goes high, and finally Joreuz able to get the pinch and beat him out. On these extended possessions, it seems like Nass always seems to break free. But he took a risk by going in and out of the net, and Joreuz had that read and went low. Nass. Kickoff shots saved. Joreuz will have time to pick up back corner, and he'll pre-jump Nass. Got a little bit of the car, a little bit of the ball. Now 100 boost to work with. Nass in nets. He has been so tough to beat here. Joreuz tries to go air triple bump. Nass waits behind it. Joreuz looked for the cheeky follow-up angle. Instead of trying to reset, he just flew out behind the ball, trying to surprise Nass. Nass was still there. Joreuz smooth catch. That actually might have been a better shot than what he could have taken because it fakes Nass out. It looks like he's going to flick to the opposite side of the net, but instead it comes out ultra soft and ends up making Nass awkward. And then Joreuz able to force it in. Joreuz kickoff win and a flick. Extends his possession as Nass makes another save. Joreuz is the king of comebacks. He is known for being clutch and never being out of a series. Well, this time it is just best of one, but it plays very similarly to a series. No question. You can imagine him being down a game or two from this position right now. Can he come back when the scoreline carries over? It's one thing to win a game after you get a nice reset at 0-0. Can you dig yourself out of the hole you put yourself in? Nass, a flick on a kickoff win. Should be able to get around it. And it's 16-10. So if the comeback was going to happen, it hasn't happened yet, as Nass extends it to the biggest lead we've seen so far today. Joreuz will start his air dribble with Nass shadowing close, trying to get the reset to push the ball over the top of Nass. And had it perfectly placed top right corner, and Nass still makes the save. And that's just kind of the story with Nass recently. Almost doesn't matter how perfectly you place it. Again, Joreuz trying to press the issue here as he knows Nass is going to be recovering on pads. Doesn't want to give him time to fully reset in net. So he's playing it quickly. Now he wanted Nass to back off here, but Nass instead used up the boost he did have for a long shot from midfield and actually pushed Joreuz back. Nass save off the backboard. He's got Joreuz in a low boost situation, going for the double, and he tried to place it away from where Joreuz was. Joreuz was jumping inside the center of the net, so instead of doubling it right on the defender, he tried to slot it into that bottom right corner, ended up overshooting it slightly. So no goal for him here as Joreuz is in the blue half with 0 boost. He'll back off now. Nass will chip this one up. Joreuz pre-jumped it, intercepts it, and will he be able to get a possession? Nass will race him to the midfield boost and beat him, but with 2 boosts to work with, he's got himself in a great position either way. Joreuz is slightly overshooting it. Now can he recover with 0 boost and find a way to get back in this play? Nass almost just pinched it directly off the corner and in. It will still be a Joreuz possession. Nass pre-jumps the flick again, landing in net, an awkward position. Joreuz trying to get him to make a mistake, and he doesn't. He pre-jumps and still gets back to the ball. This is what Nass has been doing really well to Joreuz, which is playing really patient on the goal line and waiting for the defender to mess up. And here Joreuz gives him right back. No, Joreuz! Wait, he's always okay. Nass had given up. Nass had realized he had missed it and just flipped away. But, I mean, he's lucky that Nass decided to chain wall dashes together because he could have turned back around and made the save. But 6 minutes left to go and 5 goals to make up for Joreuz. If there's a moment to start the comeback, it's got to be in this final 5 minutes. Joreuz, reverse 50. Both these guys awkward around the ball. Joreuz not going to allow Nass to clear it to the side wall. He wants it going towards the net, and I think Nass was trying to get a low 50 here, get some kind of touch on the ball, but made no contact. And because he did not, it ends up being an easy goal. Wave dash kickoff for Joreuz. Trying to chase Nass down. He's done that multiple times today, but I don't think he's converted on very many bumps. He's going to pre-flip out to this ball. It's a decent 50 considering how much ground he had to cover. Now sending one to the backboard. Oh wait, crossbar down. Can Joreuz find a way to score this? Has the reset, places it to the left. Nass has the save, in and out to make it. And now it's a race back to the other half. Nass should be able to win that race easily. And 17-2 off the back of great defense again from Nass. The creativity from Joreuz was there to try and get an awkward defender to miss, and yet still Nass makes the save. Joreuz backing off of the back corner off this kickoff loss. Nass actually didn't even put it on target, which will allow clean setup for Joreuz. Nass pre-jumping the dribble though, recognizing that Joreuz is going to go high. And now that Joreuz got bumped off the ball, I'm not sure there's any way for him to get possession back. He's going to try and do so. Look at this pinch. It's actually to the back wall. Can he rush it? No, it bounced a little bit too quickly for him to be able to get the angle. Now Nass the other way. Inside of 5 minutes. Joreuz down 5. Will this be yet another comeback in the record books for Joreuz? Or will Nass show why he's the #1 seed picked by chat? That is the question. The #1 seed in the West came out and made it to the grand final. It'll be the same thing in the East. Will Joreuz be playing upset? We looked at a little bit of the brackets today and see who had predicted the best. The guy who had been predicting every single round the best so far had Joreuz winning in this matchup. Had Joreuz winning against Nass. Will the blessing of the guy who could see the future be enough to bring Joreuz back? He is now within 3. Nass deciding to pull off of his wave dash, crossbar down. Ball bounces for a perfect follow-up for Joreuz. I think his name was Tyson Rosanya, by the way, on Twitter. Was the guy who has 45 points in his bracket. Only missed 2 matches so far. Will this be hit the 3rd match? He's going to miss. Nass certainly wants it to be that way as the power slide cut from Joreuz does not outplay Nass. He still gets a really clean hit on it. Nass wins another kickoff. Brings it to the goal line and waits far out away from Joreuz. Allows him to flick the ball out slightly and then get the 50. Instead of trying to meet him on the goal line and allow Joreuz to modify his follow-up. Nass, air dribble Joreuz, intercepts. He recently brought the lead down to 3. It's back to 5. Now out of the corner, little wave dash. Finally got a connection with Nass. He's been trying to bump him all series long. The fake! Joreuz got him, and Nass drops him the nice one. Joreuz forced him into the corner with the bumps. You see the wave dash landing. Nass is keen to get back quickly, but he forgot that Joreuz could fake. And that's exactly what Joreuz did. Now he's got himself within 4. These guys do technically have timeouts. Like I said. Oh, wait, did someone call it? Oh, he did. Sorry. I didn't see it. They did call a timeout. Joreuz is changing his car. That was a timeout from the orange player. Wait, my sick timeout. All right, we're back into the match. 4-goal difference at 3:32. Yes, it is 19-15 at 3:32. After Joreuz's timeouts, we are back into the game. And Joreuz has switched into the M80 Fennec. which I don't believe he was in earlier. He got a little bit of a longer timeout because I choked. Can you believe that chat was once again correct, and I just needed to get party leader back to get my admin controls? But I did not know that. So we reset a new lobby, and it's 1915. An air dribble 50 from Nass. Joreuz tries to find his way back. He's got 4 goals to make up and 3 minutes to do it. Certainly not impossible as he outplays Nass here. Uses a bit of boost to get back down. Can he put it on target? He will, but not strong enough. And Nass able to get around to make the save. Well, Joreuz pre-flip to the boost. Nass pins this one into Joreuz and into the orange half. Power slide cut from Joreuz. He wants to force the issue. Pulling off as a 50. And he sees Nass jump. He was maybe going to go for a bump, but reacts to the way Nass is playing defense. And now Nass will get himself an open net after a long possession for Joreuz. Typical new Feer moment. Come on. Go easy on me, chat. Joreuz quickly inhaled a bottle of water. That's true. He likely did. Joreuz, it feels like every kickoff kind of needs to be in his favor. The fake, he goes low. Nass has the save, and I can't stress enough how amazing Nass's defense has been, and how Joreuz is doing a great job of threatening multiple options, and yet Nass doesn't get beat by anything. And then there's just the GG. He's just going to call it with 2 minutes left to go. It's a GG from Joreuz. He called a timeout in an attempt to make the final surge, but he's had enough. GG's. Thanks for playing. Nass, the defense was too good. Joreuz decides he can't beat it, and Nass takes the win. I will end it here. Tourney is hell. Sorry. My bad. Oh, congrats to Nass, who advances to the final. The East final, that is.